Mara is an English teacher, a language teacher from Universidad Nacional de Córdoba, with a rich background in education, culture, manager, and current, I will start again. Mara is an English language teacher from Universidad Nacional de Córdoba with a rich background in education, culture, and the arts. She has worked as teacher, trainer, storyteller, culture manager, and currently serves as an educational consultant for Oxford University Press. She is also a member of the selection board of TEDx Córdoba. Congratulations. Well, let's join Mara with a big round of applause. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much, Leti. I'm really very happy to be here today. Thank you very much for this invitation to be part of the first UVP annual convention for teachers of English. I celebrate this idea. When Leti told me that the topic would be breaking boundaries and that they were interested in talking about innovation in education, I thought that there has been a lot of change regarding teaching and learning material in the last few years. So I thought it was a good idea to talk about the significance of textbook selection in ELT. And although most of us have some experience on this matter, I always consider that thinking together can open roads to leading better searches from now on. What's so challenging about choosing material? I would like to change just for a while and use mother tongue. Me impactó mucho lo que dijo la docente al final. Nos juntamos, estamos tanto tiempo, con mucha frecuencia, y dice, y bueno, y eso no sirve de nada. Parece que cuando hacemos las cosas por hacer en educación, no sirven, porque en educación todo se trata del otro. Y como consecuencia nos enriquecemos nosotros afortunadamente, y por eso Leti recién dice, estoy jubilada, mi hermana está jubilada, y acá en este último panel yo percibí, y creo que la mayoría de nosotros percibimos, sí, some of us are on the verge of, pero percibí mucha honestidad profesional y honestidad desde lo personal. And now I'll switch back to English, because when we choose a book, it's also, I mean, that reading from the people we are working with is essential, mainly in Argentina, because our classrooms are so diverse. So there are lots of things that we have to take into account. I sometimes think that, well, I was thinking about all these changes and, yes. When I was thinking about the changes, I said, well, books are like shoes. And books are like shoes. And why? What happens if the shoes you're wearing are too small? They hurt. You can't walk well. If they are too big, you'll get blisters. You can't make the distance. And with books, it's more or less the same. If you choose material, which is very nice, I like the pictures, but it's below the level, students will get bored, and it's kind of disrespectful not getting to know who we are working with. And if the books we choose, the textbooks we use, are way above the level, many teachers very often choose material above the level because they want to improve the level of their students. And let me tell you, well, those of us who have made mistakes while choosing textbooks know that unfortunately that's not the case. That never happens. So we have to choose, it's like with Goldilocks. We have to choose the shoes, the textbooks, which are just right, yes? So if you are thinking of going trekking, would you take the wedding shoes in the previous slide? You take trekking shoes. For some classrooms, we need trekking shoes. For some other classrooms, just sandals. So it will be up to us. I think selection criteria are the first step towards successful learning, really. There are no perfect books, but the closer we get to the needs of our students, the better it will be for them and for us. And I remember that Ken Robinson once said that education does not occur if there's no room for learning. Education has to do with learning. And in ELT, the textbook usually is the backbone where all the learning of the language is scaffolded. So it's extremely important to try to get, the closer we get, the better it will be. So today we are going to see some general and specific features we should take into account while choosing a textbook for our classroom. We are going to see where to start, what OUP offers, which is not just textbooks, because now you know that there's much more. We are going to have a look at the e-catalog to profit from that source of information where we can see material, which now comes in printed support as well as digital support. We'll see an innovative assessment offer, the PD offer, the platform where you can get access to the material. In this publishing from OUP, now today I'm talking about, I'm representing Oxford, but many other publishing houses just have also these resources. And we'll have a look at Oxford 360, which is a program to walk teachers, heads, families, and students on this way. So there are some general and specific features to consider. Within the general features, we mentioned, the shoes. what about the shoes? We talked about level. If the material is above the level, it doesn't work. So level is one of the issues we should take into account. Which other things do we usually, whenever you have to choose a textbook for your classroom, which are the things you look for? Of course, that's another general feature. Any other thing? The age and nature. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Okay. Regarding the general features, we can say that level, yes, which is now in all publishing houses, is aligned with the Common European Framework of References for Languages. The age, as we mentioned, the hours per week, the type of English, and the group size is also important because you won't be able to do the same with 8 students or 36. Consider methodology. If the book is project-based, but you hate working with projects, it won't work for you. And if you really don't like the material you're using, your students won't like it as well. So project approaches, whether they are story-based, if they are more traditional, content which has to be interesting, appealing, cater for different learning styles, the design, clear designs where students have enough space to write their answers, all the different components and resources, and cost effectiveness. And I like the word effectiveness here because nowadays, I don't know if you know, but Oxford, Argentina got permission from UK for the first time in history to print here in the country. So we really now have a high quality material. Now we have Griselda here, who is one of the authors, worked in one of the series together, high quality content at really very reasonable prices, yes? Material that, and here in Argentina, we've got I would say that kind of 95% of the contents will be published here. Some I don't know, resources will still be coming from UK because it would be too expensive to, but well, you never know. In Argentina, uncertainty is always hovering above us. But nowadays, really, taking photocopies of Together, which is the book Griselda, where the author of this series, it costs more or less the same. The difference is not significant, and you have no access to all the digital components and all the really very useful material for teachers. So in a world of haste, is it worth to invest time in the process of selection? Definitely. So where shall we start? Some years ago, here in Cordoba, we used to go to Blackpool, which is a bookstore which is specialized in English books, yes, French books. So it was kind of the only way, and then to see what colleagues were using. So books, professional training courses where authors were invited and they showed what the publishing houses were working with. Experienced teachers when you're very young, educational consultants, you can always resort to us, who have some information and who can share guidance. Because I remember in those days where we went to the bookshops, you got on a table, for example, 5, 6 books from different publishing houses. And you ended up picking the one which had the most appealing pictures. Very often, I still see teachers choosing material because the characters are the characters of the movie, and then when you see the pedagogical contents are not always good. Then some others, because there's a methodological trend, and I remember in the days of the natural approach, if you work authentic material and authentic reading material with 35 students who have 1 hour of English a week, it's a flop. You could spend the whole month just with a text, and you will frustrate your students, because they really won't make progress. They won't move forward. Probably, I really made lots of mistakes while choosing material, and I think most of us, unfortunately, we have learned something, and my idea today is to pass on, or at least to invite you to think about these things so as to profit from the huge progress that has been made in terms of design of teaching and learning material nowadays. Very often nowadays it's difficult for us to go downtown or to spend time in a bookshop. Bookshops, unfortunately, are getting smaller. So a good starting point could be the e-catalog. Most publishing houses have e-catalogs. Oxford University Press's catalog is really excellent. You've got all the general features. You can look for the material depending on whether you are looking for material for primary, secondary, kinder. You can access the e-brochure of each series, and you can even get free trials. Many teachers don't know that. Once you open the e-catalog, check that. I don't know, it's not very clear on top, but it says 2 to 3 hours per week. A bus is a book for primary students. The levels are beginner to intermediate. There are 7 levels in the series. The first 2 come in capital letters. That's for Argentina, Uruguay, and Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. Then we've got reference to the type of English. Where it says see brochure, you get to the e-brochure of this series, and you can see an overview of the whole series with a description of the methodology. You can access videos and you can listen to audios. Yes, there's plenty of information to get closer to the best option for our students. Breaking boundaries is the invitation the ELT and the UVP gives us today. And here with Oxford University Press, you will get innovative content. There's innovation in assessment now with the Oxford Test of English. which is an international certificate that aligned with the Common European Framework of References for Language, placement tests. You know that last year it took me kind of 6 months to get to know about this. The Oxford Test of English was designed, it took kind of 20 years to get to the exam that is now available here in Córdoba for the first time this year. In Argentina, it's been since 2020. There are 4 levels, A2, B1, B2, C1, and valid for life. Yes, 4 skills, 4 levels, and for life. And you know, one of the things designers of this test took into account, they wanted to reduce the amount of stress in the test takers, because there had been surveys, studies that showed that when young people go through an assessment experience at a very young age and have a frustrating experience, then they never sat for exams again. So a lot of emphasis was placed on reducing the amount of stress, and well, you know that it's a 100% online test, and the methodology it uses is adaptative, so it's more personalized, so as to get to this. Well, I won't go deeper into that, but there's also regarding reading, as well as having readers in printed format as usual, there were 2 platforms for reading. Oxford Reading Club, for example, has got over 700 titles with 5 steps, 5 steps of reading. In the reading process, there are 5 steps. The first step is a game, and so that students can anticipate the vocabulary they will come across in the reader. Then there's just a storytelling, pictures, but not written, not written text. Once you get to the text, you've got digital tools where students can highlight, make their own glossaries, and listen to the story while reading. Then some wrap-up speaking activities, because they can record themselves reading the story. Plenty of innovation in the offer, I think. As I told you at the beginning, nowadays when we choose a textbook, we are not just choosing a textbook. There's innovation for teachers also, platforms like the Oxford English Hub. You've got everything in our classrooms that we've got hundreds of students sometimes. You've got everything you need to plan the class, to give your class, to track your students' progress, to assess your students, to assign homework. In the platform, you will have all the course material, the ebook of the student's book, the ebook of the workbook, the online practice. Then on those tabs on top, you've got in assessment tests for each unit, progress tests, diagnostic tests, final exams. You've got resources, but plenty of resources for each skill, for vocabulary, grammar. Within the app, with the app, if you download it, you can work offline. You don't need to download the audios any longer. Just by having the app in your phone, that's it. Oxford also offers this program, Oxford 360, with activities for teachers, heads, families, students. Griselda also gave some talks for Oxford 360, if I'm not mistaken. And you've got a calendar showing all the teacher training, all the professional development activities offered throughout the year, even the ELT talks, which, as you know, are global conferences. As Malala said, one book, one pen, one child, and one teacher can change the world. And I would say one book, but not any book. Yes, let's try to pick the one that suits best our students and our own personal and professional profile. I think that this invitation to break boundaries, it's great, Leti. I celebrate this invitation, so let's keep on breaking boundaries. Thank you very much.